Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. We are back with F1 2021 and it is Monday, July 26, 2021. I am recording this at 9:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and the servers are still down. It seems like the servers have been down with this game all day. They did a scheduled maintenance and that was done probably like 12 hours ago or so, and yeah, the servers are still down, and it really sucks because if you guys are familiar with this game, what happens is every time you race, every time you do a time trial, pretty much anything you do in this game, you can acquire XP, and that'll raise your level, and you can unlock new items and stuff like that. If you're not online, you can't unlock these things. You can't collect the XP. It won't even show your level or anything like that, so it kind of sucks. So I really wanted to get back into the breaking point, and we will absolutely do that. But what I really wanted to do is I want to hop into a Grand Prix, and I want to check it out on controller, because when I first installed the game, I did a couple races on the controller, and man, it felt really good. And if truth be known, it is still just way too hot in my house. Like, to set up my wheel and everything, it's just a lot of stress and very hot, and the fan on the wheel is on constantly, the fan on the PlayStation is on constantly. So yeah, we're going to take a little break from the wheel until the weather gets a little better, and I'm going to do a Grand Prix on the controller, and we're going to do, let's see here, I don't know, we're going to pick somewhere I haven't been before. I don't know. Canada, maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But right now, we are going to cut away and bring you the actual race. Alright, so we chose the Canadian Grand Prix, and we are racing as Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. And this is actually not bad. This wasn't a bad start for me. I'm really surprised. We had a collision, but that's pretty normal. That's no big deal. I didn't get pushed off track. I didn't push anybody off track, so I'm liking that. Another collision there. Okay. So I want to talk about playing this game on the controller for a little bit. It's been, oh man, it's been a while since I played an F1 game on controller, actually. But I don't remember the force feedback on controller being as good as it is in this game. You really feel the curbs, you really feel all the rumble strips, you really feel everything in the controller, and it really does help you drive better on the controller, being able to feel all those things. It makes such a huge difference. And like I say, I apologize if, you know, it's always been this way. It's just, for some reason, thinking back to when I was playing F1 2018, you know, I don't remember the force feedback to the controller being that good, although that was a long time ago, so I could just be not remembering. But yeah, it feels really good on the controller. Some things I will say, and this is purely, you know, as someone that's been racing on the wheel, some things that you notice with the controller. Steering input isn't as smooth as a steering wheel, but you know, it wouldn't be. That it would be very hard to get that down in a controller, but it's not bad. Same thing with the braking. I think the braking is the biggest thing that I had to kind of adjust for, because I've been using a load cell brake, and for those of you that don't know what a load cell brake is, a load cell brake actually measures the pressure that you put on the brake. So the harder you press the brake, the harder you press on the brake, you know, the more braking power you have, just like a real car. So that's one thing that's missing with the controller. You know, although I guess the left and right trigger, I mean, there's some feel of pressure because
DRS is now available.
You can kind of press them not all the way in and get less braking, but it's still not quite the same. So I still feel like I'm braking earlier on the controller than I would if I was on my steering wheel setup. But you know what? We started in P10 and we're in P7. And for all of you that have watched my channel and see my racing content, you'll know that that's actually not that bad for me. And we have a couple mistakes because for some reason on the controller it feels like these cars understeer a lot. I don't know what that's about, but it really does feel like that. That sometimes you'll hit the braking point fine, but you just have a hard time turning the nose in, like right there. It might just be because I'm not used to the controller. But overall, I would say that this is probably one of the best controller experiences I've had on a racing game that's not GT Sport. Like, that game is really good on controller. But for a game like this to be this good on controller, man, I think that's pretty cool. And I like it. I like the fact that it makes it accessible to everybody. I've played this game on the steering wheel. It is fantastic on the steering wheel. And it's really good on a controller as well. So that's a big plus to me. Also, I wanted to get into a race for some reason. I've only done really the breaking point content for you guys. And the breaking point, it's kind of like a scripted thing, right? So there's going to be an outcome, and everybody has the same outcome. There's no differences. Like there was in the last race I was in, it was tricky. I had to restart a couple times because I didn't beat the objective. And every time you restart the race, I mean, it's the same. You know, you had the same people in front of you. It's never different. They never change it up. So, you know, for that, it feels very much like it just is what it is. Not like a race like this where it's just more randomized. And what I can honestly say is the AI feels a lot better, especially at the start, because on F1 2020, like, I seriously had an issue with my starts. Either I would be smashing into the AI, or they would just be smashing into me, and that didn't happen this time, so I really appreciate that. It really does feel like a different game. Like, I know of at least one YouTuber that plays this game that said, you know, if you booted this game up and you didn't tell him it was the new game, he would just assume that it was F1 2020, and I really have to disagree. I don't feel that this game feels a lot like the last game. I'm going to be honest with you. The wheel feels so much better on this game. I mean, the wheel feels heavier. The force feedback feels better. Controller, it feels better. The AI seems better. I do feel like the graphics are an improvement. I'm playing on PS4, so, you know, there's kind of the question, how much better can the graphics get on the PS4? You know what I mean? I know on the PS5 they did a patch on this game where they took out the ray tracing because I guess it was causing issues with the game's performance. So that's kind of a bummer because honestly, PS5 version of this doesn't look that much different than the PS4 version.
Okay, pick up rubber.
But that was our first race, guys, and this is a track that I've only really driven on a couple times. I never raced on it. And we went from P10 to P7. You know, we made up 3 positions and we finished, and I'm totally happy with that. So playing on a controller was a definite success, and it was a really enjoyable experiment. It was an enjoyable experiment. Okay. No, it was an enjoyable experience. I can honestly say that. Like, to anybody out there that's on the fence about this game, you know, I know people say that there's a lot of bugs with it. I haven't really experienced any yet. I haven't started up a My Team or anything like that as of yet, but yeah, I would say get the game. I think it's a real step up from the last one, and I can't wait to get into My Team, and I can't wait to get into the breaking point more. So guys, I'm going to leave you now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'm going to leave you with the highlights of this race, I think, if I have them. If I don't have them, then this is just going to be the end of the video, guys. So yeah, hope you're all having a great day, and we'll see you next time.